Hi folks, this is Rose from In Rose's Garden, and today we are going to make a pair of earrings using SoftFlex Designs Challenge Kit book lovers. And this cutie is going to go in the middle as a dangle. So let's turn around and I'll show you what we're going to do. Okay, I've got 2 pieces of gold wire. I think they're probably about 3 or 4 inches. Let's check. 4. And what we're going to do with these 4-inch pieces of wire is we're going to make a loop. And on that loop, we're going to put all of these pretty beads. So we're going to get out our wire mandrel, this wire mandrel, and we're going to decide about where we want our loop to be at as far as size. I would like it bigger, but I'm not sure if I cut enough wire to make it too much bigger. So let's see what we've got here. On the 4 should be big enough because we're going to have to turn some loops at the end, but that should do it. So then we'll put that in here, bing. And let's see how they compare here. Looks like one of these is a little more rounded than the other. This one has a little kink. I don't like that fact, so we will see if I can get that kink out of there. Just rub it around. Bing. Now we're going to put this one on and go more of a circle with it. I think I may have had this one down all the way to the bottom. I'm not sure because it feels like it's bigger. So let's see what we got here. There we go. There we have those 2 links. And they're about the same size, so that's good. Keep our wire mandrel here because we will probably need to use it again. But what we're going to move the beads up a little bit, get our block out, and we're going to get our nylon jaw hammer out and hit this a few times to work harden it. I don't want it flattened or anything like that. I just want it work hardened, sort of so it'll remember its shape if we have to pull it out to get our beads on. So there's our 2 hoops. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take and turn a loop on one side. And I'm going to use my bell making pliers. And I'm just going to use the smallest one. And we'll turn it around. Come on, come off. There we go. There's that one. Now I'm going to do it to one side of this as well. So we'll just get in here, get hold of the wire, and make a loop. So we have our 2 loops on here, and they should be still about the same size. They're a little bit different, but not enough to be a problem. We'll work with it more as we go along. Then we're going to put our beads on, and I'm going to start with this little pink one here, then one of the gold ball spacers, come on, gold ball spacer, gotta find its hole, and it doesn't want to show it to me. There we go. And now here is the one that's going to be a problem, if one's going to be a problem. It's this little heart because their holes are a little bit smaller. And so it's going to argue going around the corners some. As you see, it's got spread out some as I did that. And so we will have to fix that later. But there's our first heart on. Then we have another ball spacer. Oop, not two, baby, just one. This little purple one here. Ball spacer. This big pretty coin with the vitriol. Another ball spacer. The purple again. Now we will be going after this ball spacer for the next heart. Now this one we have facing this direction, as you can see, but we want this one to face the other direction because we don't want our hearts to be upside down. So we're going to bring it, come on, bring it down. It's being difficult. And if you do need to, hold the top with your pliers as you pull it around. There we go. Now I think it's probably too far, and we will adjust that as we get to that point. Now we have one more ball spacer and our last little pink rondelle. So there is our loop. Now we're going to have to loop it again. But the first thing I'm going to do before I loop it again is I'm going to make this little turn on this side so that when I loop it, I can see where my middle is, because we want this one, of course, to be in our middle. So we're going to have to move the heart up some more on this side, bring her around, and then this one's going to have to come down. So watch your two sides, and when you get them to about where they have the same amount of space, which this one obviously doesn't, we have to go up some more here. Up. Come on. Oh, now it went a lot. But that might be fine. I guess this one went back up here. We need to get it back down. So now it's up too high on this side, because we pushed it accidentally with this one. So again, has to go up. And I think we might be getting closer. But we're going to put this back on the mandrel. We'll just have our beads slide sort of sideways. And like the coin, just make it turn sort of, and then we'll push it back into place as much as we can. And if we have to go up a link, that's fine. We're just trying to get that rounded shape back in place. So there we go. As you can see, this one is still a little bit too far down. The beads are not quite straight still, so we have to bring it over just a hair's breadth. Just a hair's breadth. We don't want it too much, because it doesn't need too much. But you can see that this length is still longer than this length, so we do want to get this up just a hair's breadth more. There we go. And I think we may be really close right there. We're still a little bit off, but not too badly, I don't think. If you want, you can always, at this point, as you can see, I'm pushing my wires back together like so to form that circular shape that I want. And we're going to put our kitty right in the center here. But now that we've got this one more or less ready to go, we're going to go work on the second and get its beads on. So again, we want the pink rondelle, the ball spacer, bing. This one is the one that goes on upside down because it's going to the other side. And it's going to want us to bring our wire out. See, it's already doing it. In fact, this one stretched it a lot more than the other one did. But we don't want it that far. It's probably only going to be about that far, but that's all right. So now, ball spacer, purple one, ball spacer, coin, ball spacer, purple, ball spacer, and heart facing the other way, so it's going upwards on this side. You started on there so easily. Stop being a difficult one. There we go. Ball spacer. Looks like I have an extra ball spacer. And pink. So now, again, we're going to turn this other side here. Just get it in there and do just a little simple loop on this side here. Get her out. Now we know that these are up too high on this side, but now it's too high the other direction. So we'll bring it back down a little bit again. Oop, come here you. You're working too hard here. Now we'll get it onto our wire mandrel again. Let our bead slide sideways, the coin bead, so that it's going to be in the, doesn't interfere with our circumference so much. Push these together like so, and then we'll see how good they are to each other. They're looking pretty good. So now what we need to do is get some jump rings out to put these together. Now our little cat will need 2 jump rings because his loop is facing the opposite direction as our the loops on our earwares, and that's fine because 2 is fine. It actually might be better because we don't want it banging up into these when we put it together. So we need 4 per side. 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, we need 5, but that's all right because I'll get a tinky top for the 5th one. Oops, don't put that up there. It goes over here. So we're done without these, and we're done with this. What we need to do now is simply open these rings up and put them on here. So we will get all these rings on our little hoops. Oop, come on. This loop is not closed all the way. See how it's a little bit open right there? I don't want it open, so we'll tighten that up a little bit. This one's a little open also. Now, because I already have the jump ring in there, I'm just going to take my pliers here and just bring her down just a little bit. So then we'll put these on here. Now this jump ring was a little apart, so I'm carefully working it back together by a little forward motion as we go. So here's this step all done. Next is to put our little our Tinky Tot on our kitty and through one of our jump rings. Now I'm doing it this way because, go down in there, that way I don't have to open but one jump ring, because this jump ring is going to go on with the others up here when we put it together. So open this Tinky Tot up here, put our kitty on, and put a jump ring on, and close it up. And the last step is to put the last things together. So I've got a passelet ear wires out here. I'm just going to check to see if they're good. Sometimes the spring is not working quite right, and then either it's harder than heck to open them. So far all of these are fine, so I'm just not going to bother opening anymore. But sometimes they are really hard to open. Sometimes they open really easily. Sometimes they open too easily, and when you go to put them back up, they don't go up all the way. So these two are fine. So we'll use those. And the next step is to take this last jump ring, open it up, and now we're going to take and loop through one of these. I'm holding it upside down so that it will fall in place easily. Put the kitty on, bring this one up just like if it was coming forward. Bing. Now we've got it. And now we want to get our ear wire. We want it to face the same direction as our kitty, so you're going to watch for that and then put it on straight that way. And then close our jump ring up. So there we go. There's our first earring all finished, with our little kitty hanging in the middle there. We'll do the same with this one. Just open up this jump ring here. Hold it upside down so you can see which way the loops need to go. Bring your kitty in. Again, this one needs to come up so it would be facing the proper direction. Okay, now your ear wire going, we want the kitty this way, so we want it to sit that way. So, and then close, oops, knocked it off. Now if you don't get your loops going the right direction, when you try to straighten it up here at the end, it's going to do a big twist right in the middle of it. So anyway, there is our earrings. Aren't those cute? All finished. So there we are. There are our cute little kitty earrings using beads from out of That one doesn't want to sit straight. It wants to drop over on its side. Anyway, these beads are from SoftFlex Design Challenge Kit. Book lovers. Aren't those pretty? I think those turned out really nicely. Now this one that wants to flip its bead, I'm going to push the heart down a little bit more and see if it will stiffen that up some. It still wants to flip. It's just the way it's going to be, I guess. They're pretty. Anyway, this has been Rose from In Rose's Garden, and again, we've been using beads and the little kitty charms from the Book Lovers Design Challenge Kit from SoftFlex Company. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.